What's up, everybody? I'm Sabrae.
I am Sean.
And this is
No Disclaimers Podcast.
And today we have a very special guest. Her name is Fav, short for Fabiola.
Yes, yes.
Ooh, you didn't think I was looking at that?
No, because I don't believe in you.
Nice,
let me turn this Mac Miller off. Rest in peace to Mac Miller. Hold
Rest
on.
in peace.
Yeah.
He's one of my faves.
Can we give like just a moment of silence to Mac Miller?
Okay.
Just a slight one. A slight one.
You talking during it though.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
All
Rest
right.
in peace to Mac Miller. Another one gone too soon. Another hip hop artist who overdosed, a musician who overdosed on something. You know, shouts out, prayers. I said shouts out. I didn't mean that. Prayers to his family and friends
And everyone who loved him.
and everybody who loved them, and prayers to people who are battling mental illness and drug abuse of any kind. You know. But on a slightly lighter note, no, on a much lighter note, I want to introduce our guest, Fav. Fav, please tell the people a little bit about yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Fabiola. I have a website called fabiolabell.com. You can go there for new artists in the city or just new artists, period, that's around that I love, that I want to feature. I also do exhibits. Any new exhibits that come to the city, or if I travel, I post new exhibits that you can get familiar with if you're traveling or want to go and visit. Sometimes I feel as though that a lot of young people of color aren't really aware of the things they can do that are free and beautiful in the city. So I like to showcase that. I also have a blog on there, and it talks about love and relationships and just focusing on better energy, because sometimes I think we get so caught up in the motions of life that we get frustrated, and especially with the news, downing down on a lot of negative energy that's spread daily when you open your apps. You can go there and then you can just, you know, refocus, recenter yourself, and just go about your day.
That's amazing. And that's just amazing. But what kind of art?
Well, I have installations, I have paintings, and I have artists that do portraits, also do graffiti, tattoo artists, just anything that's just like, you know, your imagination, pretty much.
And please repeat that site.
It's fabiolabell.com, FAVIOLABELLE.com.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so while we're on that positivity train that you just brought, I do want to just quickly mention Drake and Meek Mill was seen and captured on stage together this past weekend.
Nice.
And 2 years ago, whenever that whole situation happened, I did not imagine seeing this come.
I was definitely Team Drake, but it was definitely nice seeing them two, like, just show love to each other last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope because they actually made a lot of good music together, and I think they were kind of like, you know, I think they had a good rapport. I won't say they were friends, but I think they were more than just artists collaborating. So, just to see them like men, it was trivial. It was stupid. I feel like someone got in their feelings, and the next person got in their feelings, and it was one of those
ego contest.
Exactly. So I don't think it was deep. I don't think it was like, you know, like Nas and Jay.
Like, I hate you.
Like, I hate you. Like, we beefing. Like, I want to see you. But it's like, damn, you hurt my feelings. Shit, you hurt my feelings. You know, they had a little.
I think it was a little deeper.
You think so?
Yeah, only because Meek put out the fact that, like, yeah, they did good collabs, but Meek heard the reference track and was like, oh, hell no.
He was trying to ruin his career.
I mean, I don't know if he was, like, specifically saying, I want to ruin Drake's career, but, like, nah, all of this work that I feel him, all this work that people put in and writing their own stuff, and here you are sitting on top of the game, highest in the game, and you don't write your stuff. What else are you not writing?
I think he felt hurt because if you pay a friend, you know, or artist for a verse, and you realize they didn't write it, yo, wow, that's the disrespect. Like, why am I paying you? I could be paying somebody else.
That's still hating, because at the end of the day, there's so many people that are above him that he mingles with, that he doesn't throw under the bus.
Gotcha.
Just like Kanye don't write his lyrics, a lot of his stuff, and nobody's rushing to the forefront to throw him under the bus. So for you to do that for him, you're coming smack at him. That was on some pillow talking, hating stuff.
I think people view Kanye first. He definitely is a rapper, but I think people view him as an engineer or like a producer first, not really like a rapper. And plus, you know, people pick and choose their points. Drake is deemed soft, so he's an easy target. So I think that's why Meek, attacked him opposed to attacking, somebody else.
I don't think people just view Kanye West as an engineer because he had consecutive good-ass albums.
Yeah,
people
but we
are showing up to these concerts because it's Kanye West, not just because he has good beats.
Well, also, yes, he had the personality, but everybody knew Kanye had help. He did try hard to a certain up until a certain point to have good lyrics, but after he got busy and more fame, Rhyme Fest helped him out. Like different people,
Consequence.
Exactly.
And then what's the other? He just released an album this year. His man that's on his label. He had a great. Why is his name?
Who, Saha?
Saha.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's known to have a lot of help, and he also doesn't. Try to be named the best rapper alive as far as lyricist. Now, as far as entertainer, he will claim that. But Drake was like, first name ever, last name ever, first name greatest or something. So
artist, he didn't say rapper.
Exactly. He never claimed that he was the best rapper alive.
Really?
But he is an amazing entertainer, and he is
Drake?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was under the impression that he was like, hey, I'm like the best rapper. But I could be wrong.
So Dr. Dre has The Chronic.
Yeah.
It's 2 classic albums, right? Do you consider him a rapper first or an engineer or producer?
A producer first.
Producer first, but also Dre doesn't have like 8 albums.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's just different. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. But it's good that to see them, like I said, when this first happened, this whole beef, I would have never even thought of this day. And for them to be on stage with each other, it was just amazing to see.
Nice.
2 young dudes, it's too much money to get to be beefing. Beefing never brings money.
Just over pettiness.
Actually, it does.
A short term, not long term.
Not no Tekashi 9 beef. Like, all that, those are childish and, like, just fake.
Yeah.
But
we can get way more money together than apart.
Always.
I feel that. While we just talked about some unity, I do gotta bring up some little beef that's been, sizzling up for years now, going on 2 years. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. So, just, this is no disclaimers podcast, but I will say that this is not a gossip, podcast or anything, so we don't got to get all into the specifics of it because that's really not the point here. I just wanted to, all we need to know is that they got into a little scuffle at a party over the weekend. Nicki liked to comment disrespecting Cardi B as a mother.
Being passive aggressive.
So Cardi confronted her at a party.
On site,
asking her about liking the pictures that were disrespecting her as a mom, and they just something popped off after that. Long story short, we know she threw a shoe. The security hit Cardi. She got lumped up. Nicki seemed unbothered. But I wanted to ask: have y'all ever got in the fight over something that stemmed from social media?
No.
Yeah, neither have I.
I wanted to knock a nigga out, but I talked to Fav and she talked me out of it.
Who's side? I don't. So this is my thing when it comes to Cardi B and their situation. I'm just like, leave Cardi alone. Yeah. Just leave her alone. And she was out for a minute. Before she had a baby, if you had any issues with her, any discrepancies, you could have approached her then and you didn't. So why wait till this woman is carrying a child to be passive aggressive and taking tours, discussing it? You could have discussed her for a minute now, and you waited until she was unable to react in any way possible to come to the forefront, and then people are liking pictures of her parenting. She just dropped the baby 2 seconds ago. How are you already micromanaging how she parents?
Well, that's like a regular personal line.
But that's my thing is, people love to get passive aggressive with. That's my thing. I always told Sean, when it comes to people being petty, I don't like when people get petty, because sometimes if you don't have hobbies or other things in your life, it fuels you.
Right.
That's like your hobby. Sometimes for instance, guys got their PS2s and they can play that all day. Sometimes women, their PS2s is their version of being petty. I can be manipulative all day. I can see how far I can get with someone. Let me see what buttons to press. Let me try to conquer and maneuver the situation. And Nicki Minaj is that person. Her PS2 is pettiness. But Cardi is not petty. She's sweet. She just seems more genuine. And the things you do is gonna get you punched.
Right.
Because you're playing with someone who doesn't want to play with you.
This is what I don't get. And y'all, she meant PS4. PS2 was like 1998.
Yes.
But you know, she was taking it back in the time. It was still a great analogy.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what I'm gonna get, because I'm not gonna lie. I prefer Nicki as the artist over Cardi. But Cardi has remained genuine. I think she's remained humble. She's been herself. Her success story is just amazing. Like, I remember I was just seeing her on IG. Now she's on the fucking winning, you know, Grammys or, you know, MTV
New York
Awards.
Fashion Week.
I don't understand why celebs, when you have all of this money, now I know everyone's on social media, how do you even get to see what people are liking or comment? Like, you got so many followers.
Well,
is it people like pointing it out to you? Like, I don't need people around me who's going to point out like the negative to me or screenshot it to me, because like because it sounds cool, like just ignore it, but when it keeps on, like people keep on bringing it to the forefront, you're like, yo, like, wow, like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? And Nicki, I know you don't care for Nicki, even, okay, you'll get to that point, but Nicki is just, she's being quite irrational and being quite psychotic, and I don't get it, because now all the stories that Remy was talking about, Safari was talking about, like, everybody can't be lying now.
Right.
So it's like, yo, what is your hate against Cardi? Because Cardi was you. You was hating on it.
That's what the hate comes from.
That's whack.
It is definitely whack, but her as a female artist, the type of person she is, she wants to be the only one. And that's the only way that she feels like her music and stuff will be superior, and that she can just put out whatever and it's going to do well because she's the only one. She's been doing it for like over 10 years. So she got comfortable there. Anybody that tried to creep up into possibly being competitive, she stopped their bag. If you do a feature with her, then I won't be cool with you. Or, if you invite her to this award show, I'm not going. You know, so she used her clout. And now Cardi got the clout too. And Cardi is like, nah, like, just like how Nicki didn't have to bow down to Kim, Cardi doesn't have to bow down to her. But that is besides the point here. I think that Cardi is just being Cardi. Yeah. She's ratchet. We all know that. This is a bad look on Nicki.
Is she ratchet?
I don't think she's
ratchet. She's ratchet.
How? What makes her ratchet?
I don't think it. The way she acts, there is a representation and a reputation from where she's from, and she embodies that and she embraces that.
You're a product of your environment.
When I say ratchet, I don't mean it in a negative way.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't necessarily think
there's a positive way to say ratchet.
I think Cardi B is. I think she's emotional. I think she's very sensitive, and when I used to watch and see her little side commentary on Love and Hip Hop, it was obvious that she's extremely sensitive, and she would always have issues with being filmed with someone and then thinking they were friends, coming back seeing their side commentary and seeing how they would tear into her, and that would literally make her have meltdowns on Instagram and have her give her rants, because, like I said, she's not used to being manipulative and petty. So when you're dealing with people who do not move like you, you're gonna react. You know what I'm saying? And when she threw the shoe the other night, I literally laughed. To me, I was like, you're already somebody's Caribbean grandmother. Like, you can tell she's just fed up. Like, you know, because in Caribbean culture, when somebody's just irritates you so much, when you just want to kill somebody, when you see a bug that you just want it to die, you throw your shoe at them. I felt like that was like, she was just fed up. Like, I'm tired of being nice to you just to turn around for you to make me look stupid. And then if you want to disrespect my family, all bets are off.
Right.
She probably tired of Offset doing all that wild shit too, so she probably got a whole bunch of shit that's going on there.
Right.
And never aggression.
Yes. No, I applaud her for confronting a person that she has a problem with instead of like smiling and act like they cool. They should have been came on like, look, I don't like her for various reasons. Yes. But I'm gonna keep it classy and I'm gonna keep it professional and keep that shit moving.
So the thing is, I feel like all of this is coming from a beef that wasn't even a beef. I feel like the media made them.
Nah, no, I don't. I think that it was little slick shit Nicki was doing behind the scenes. Because Cardi was making videos a long time ago talking about people that I looked up to is trying to stop me from getting to the bag. They're acting like this and they're acting like that towards me, coming up against me. I think that it was like little thing on top of little thing on top of this person said this and this person, and it's proof that this person did that. You know, if a company is like, oh, we would love to invite you, but, you know, because of various reasons, and there are a lot of industry insiders with credible information, and that's how word gets around before it gets to us. So I think that she had all the right to act the way, to give Nikki the same energy she been giving to Remy, to Kim, to whoever the fuck else. Because not many people have great things to say about her.
It's enough money to go around. Why?
No, I agree with you. If she has an ugly personality, you really can't dictate the energy you receive when you put it out. Like, you know, you can't go around being malicious to people and thinking everybody's supposed to cater to you. That's not how life works. You're going to get that same energy times two.
What do y'all think is the age limit on when you should be fighting in public?
No.
I don't
like. When are you too old?
No.
I don't think there's an age limit, but I also feel as though you should just outgrow things. You shouldn't just not try to put yourself in situations that can get you there. Yeah. It's never, to me, it's just never that deep. For me to get really angry from a stranger, that means I must care. I don't really care about a stranger's opinion that much. I value people that I respect and people, you know, I love.
But this is not more so not a stranger, but
I think it's different for women and men, because if we say that, there's always an alternative option. I don't think there's ever an age that you need to fight. But, like, sometimes, like, I guess, you know, a man's ego is so fragile. Sabrae, we've been out. You, Yatta, niggas being, like, super, like, crazy. I can't let a nigga disrespect you. So, if I stand up for you, I know you say I shouldn't or whatever. It's just in my DNA. I can't let that happen because, shit, if you out with me and then something happen, Chris gonna be looking at me like, well, where the fuck was, you know, Sean at? So, if a nigga's taken to that step, I have to protect myself. I have to protect my seeds. So I don't want to put myself in a situation, but sometimes people would just press the issue, especially when I had kids. I've taken some L's. I'm like, you know what? My boys cannot see me in this manner. I don't want to show these characteristics, and I don't want to put them in danger. But sometimes people just take it there. People don't want to take with so much. It's like, what's the analogy with the pot is boiling, but you know what I'm saying? Eventually, that lid going to blow. You might be.
No, I know what you mean. You just
wet behind the ears. You never heard that analogy.
Speaking,
you know what I'm saying? First born in '95.
No, I was not. It was '92. Correct yourself.
Oh, I was 3 years old.
'92.
Okay.
But you spoke of Yatta. Shout out to Yatta. Where is she? What country?
I don't know. Malaysia, Apollo. I don't know. She said, "Fuck this show." She went to take them on vacay.
For y'all
living her best life.
Following her on Instagram. I even took her picture and tried to act like it was me. Yatta is out there looking good.
Got the cheeks out.
She got the cheeks out. Hey. I put underneath. She ain't out here thotting right. She's just out here showing the world her blessings. Okay.
Yeah, we miss you, Yatta.
Yes, we do. We do. So that is it for that. Oh no, actually, do y'all think? Speaking of this situation with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, Sean had this question. Do y'all think? Oh, why do y'all think that that they put the women against each other, not the men?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's easy to make it seem like women are petty, immature children that have cat fights all the time. You know, because back in the 90s, I loved rap, especially then for women, because we collabed all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like...
Brandy Wanna Be Down remix? Classic, yes.
But you also had, you know, Queen Latifah, you had Little Kim, you had Left Eye, you had Angie Martinez.
Ladies Night.
You had
Missy.
Everybody had space to move around and be themselves. And I just don't like now that it's one or the other.
Well, Sean, go ahead, and then I'll speak my piece on it.
No, shit, I asked the question because I want to know. I mean, because some women are catty or petty, but I feel like men, they don't do that. Like, men, like, create their own beefs. Like, I know y'all said y'all disagree, but I feel like initially there was no real beef with them. Like, okay, someone's saying some bad stuff about you here and there. I mean, you can't control that. That's always going to be. You can't control how the opinions that someone has for you.
But you can't say, you don't act like little petty stuff that adds on from time to time, and it adds all the way up that you don't develop a dislike for someone.
No, I understand that, but for it to come to this, like throwing shoes at each other at like a huge event like this, I just feel like they say, okay, shit, it's too many women like glowing. Let's put them in this love and hip hop kind of like ordeal situation, because that's gonna get us money. The Shade Room, TMZ, all of these these sites or blogs. They get money off women.
But you don't have to feed into it. You don't have to feed into it.
No,
anybody can say, oh, that y'all don't like each other. It's on YouTube to actually add fuel to the fire.
Just like Serena did with her opponent that, she lost by or whatever.
Ooh,
she
good segue. Next topic.
She acted towards that. But before we get there, I want to disagree with you. I don't think that women are specifically pit against each other and not men, because you have to think about it. I think any subcategory of rap, anybody who falls into a subcategory, they're always compared to one another. And they're always against each other. Whether it's who's the best mumble rapper, who's the best white rapper, or who's the best, people put Prince and Michael Jackson against each other. People put Pac and Biggie against each other. J. Cole and Kendrick. J. Cole and Kendrick, not so much confrontational, but they always like, but he's not better than him, or he's not better than him. So all these other like,
that's comparing artistry. They were talking about, first of all, Pac and Biggie. That was the media. He fucked his wife.
Allegedly.
It wasn't allegedly.
It was allegedly.
Faith talking.
Trump always be talking like he was in somebody's
I was there. First of all, I was reincarnated. I was at the Source 1994 Awards. It shows you. Now Faith is married to Stevie J. Oh yeah, she did it.
So okay, we had a little technical difficulties. But we're back.
Why are you telling them that they didn't know?
I like to be transparent with our viewers.
They didn't know. This is not a live show.
They're going to see it cut. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be transparent with our viewers. We had a technical difficulty.
Rappers punching all the time. You think rappers be spitting their 16s all the way through?
Different.
They punch it. No, it's
Let
the same
her be
thing.
honest with the loyal viewers, okay?
Yes, this is a show, and it's real, and it happens to real people who are experts in audio and visual.
If she didn't let them know, it's not like she was lying. She just didn't mention it.
No, but they're going to see it cut in, and it may not flow all the way in or whatever, but I just want them to know, like, hey, this is what happened, and if you got some lessons, don't talk shit, teach me something. But back to what we're saying about the rappers putting people, or the media, or us putting women rappers against each other. I do think that, like I said, with all subgenres, whether it be white rappers or we were talking about Pac and Biggie, but that was the media thing. But yeah, that's what we were talking about. They put Pac and Biggie against each other. That whole East Coast, West Coast thing wasn't them. That was the media saying it so that they could drive sales and stuff. And like I said, Kendrick and J. Cole, Prince and Michael Jackson. Yes,
playing Kendrick and J. Cole against one another.
Yes, they do. I've heard those conversations. Okay,
but they don't. They don't feed into it.
They don't.
You're right,
and that's a great point.
Because that's not their lane. Yeah, that's not their fan base.
Yeah, neither did Prince and Michael Jackson.
Prince hated Michael Jackson,
but they didn't really feed
into it. He did not hate Michael Jackson, but he was just that. Listen, you're not the man that I am, because Michael Jackson was an industry child and Prince was that dude. So even like, for instance, the Bad video, Prince said that Mike came to him and wanted him to be in the Bad video, and Prince was just like, who's coming for who? Because you're not going to say your butt is mine. We're not going to do that. And he flat out said that. Because, Prince is just like, even though he wears these heels, I'm going to lay it down to your girl and I might punch you in the face. Like, don't play with me. So,
he wasn't.
I don't think he hated him.
He was 4'7". He wasn't punching nobody.
But still, that was people feeding into it. Who's better? Oh no, I'm a Prince fan. Oh no, Michael the best. So they were doing that.
Okay, just for kicks. Prince or Michael Jackson?
I'm more of a Michael Jackson fan, but I love Prince.
Same.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Prince easily.
Okay. Yeah. So I disagree that that's like something that people do with only females. I mean, it's a narrative. It's a cool narrative or whatever, but I really don't think that that's only the media. We only put females against each other.
Okay.
I mean, it's all in what you feed into. No one can make you actually have a beef with someone that you don't want to have a beef with, because people used to try to pin Rihanna and Beyonce against each other, but their fake beef never manifested. Right. Because at the end of the day, they was like, we have room for both. and we both gonna get this money.
But they don't care for each other, do they?
Well, it does. I don't even if they low key didn't. Yeah. They didn't never say it in public, or they didn't act on it in public.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got somebody who is, you know, out there with it, who's very honest and who has like a ratchet perspective on life, and that's Cardi B.
That's not Nicki?
Nicki, I was about to say Nicki is too, but she tried to polish herself and her image over the years as, you know, I'm on par with Beyonce. Like, I got songs with Beyonce.
But look at the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, I see. It's a total contradiction. Like, it is. She brought herself a couple down a couple notches when she should have been smart enough to embrace Cardi and help her out, because you don't understand that if you help people up along the way, you're not going to be up forever. So when you are on the decline, if she made friends or helped bring Cardi up, Cardi would be like, oh, okay, you know, Nicki needs some extra streams. I'll post her shit, or I'll get on a song with her while I got it right now. I got the juice right now, you know, but
that's just not who Nicki is. Like, I think that's the one thing. Nicki has showed you who she's been or who she is time after time.
Everything will come out. Everything comes out, and this really came out. But Nicki Minaj, speaking of Nicki Minaj is, and Cardi B, they're not. No, Nicki is not born here, because I know we were talking about black people who were born here and not born here. So Nicki Minaj is from
Trinidad.
Mm-hmm. And Cardi B, she was born here. She was born in New York or whatever.
Yeah.
But since we had a little interesting conversation before we started recording, and a lot of these things, media companies, a lot of these gossip media companies, a lot of things that portray Black Americans in a bad light are owned by foreign Blacks. What do you think about that? Like Shade Room, Media Takeout, World Star Hip Hop. What do you think about that? DJ Academics.
Where's he?
Jamaican.
Oh, he's Jamaican.
No, he's born in Jamaica.
Okay.
He was born in
so
Jamaica.
When people say, so DJ Academics, he's just
I know every DJ but this pussy Academics.
Can you move her mic towards her a little bit?
No, I can't do that. She has to do it herself.
Just turn it. No, yep, that's it.
Okay. That's it. DJ Academics, I don't see him as really Caribbean. So,
but he is.
Maybe, but
it's legit. He is born, and he proved his Jamaican.
Sad we have to make them.
Yes, he proved it when him and Sabrae was talking about it, because Sabrae said he was fake Jamaican.
Okay, yeah, because I like Sabrae.
Yeah.
Well, I honestly didn't know a lot of these platforms were made.
So.
But I don't understand what's the...
So basically,
why we watch them? Why do we tune in? Like people say they hate drama, but the reason why these sites are so profitable, they're lying.
So for a long time, people have been noticing a constant thread of the sites and the platforms that put Black Americans down or show them in a more negative light, because a lot of these sites show them in a positive light as well. But with where we go for like ratchet news at all times is a lot of sites that are ran and started by foreign Black people. What do you think about that? Do you think it's a thing? Do you think that foreign Blacks have less of a connection to Black American culture? They don't mind, bringing it down a notch or showing the good, the bad, and the ugly mostly? Like, do you think there's a connection there? Like,
I think that's kind of a reach. I don't think that's intentional. I just think people like gossip and drama in general, and they're going to go with what's lucrative and what's going to get the clicks. Just like when we see people talking in the news and have articles in New York Times, there's a difference between clickbait and actual informative information. And I just think they're just going to go with what sells. And VH1 and a lot of who's Mona Scott.
She's not a Black American.
No, she's Haitian American. But at the end of the day, they're going to go with what gets the money. At the end, no one can make you show up and be a person on Love and Hip Hop and show those aspects of your life unless you're willing. Now, if you are American and you're on there hooking up with like 10 different people and fighting for different women, no one is making you do that.
Right.
If you're going to do it for your check, then so be it. And I honestly didn't know that a lot of them were owned or ran by people, but people are going to do what they want.
Yeah. What do you think, Sean? Do you think there's any exploitation there or lack of like...
No, you exploring yourself.
Yeah.
You being held accountable. Like I always tell people, like with Love and Hip Hop, they say, well, it's just fake. I said, no, it's not really fake because they're dealing with real life issues.
They're actually having these babies.
Yeah,
those babies ain't fake.
Yeah,
right.
so it's different. Like my friend compared, she's like, oh, it's just like wrestling. I'm like,
no, it's not.
It's not wrestling. Like, I was having a talk. Like, I guess Sabrae had sex with somebody's wife.
Yeah,
I don't watch
something.
That's serious.
I don't know.
Yo, you're telling me you're gonna put your real life issues for a contract for some money?
Yeah.
No, no, man. It's all about the money.
That's on
like,
you can't blame somebody. That's just like signing your soul to the devil and then being mad at the devil.
Yeah.
But for money, people do crazy things.
Yeah, I agree. Because people say, well, I agree somewhat. I agree that people have to be responsible for what they say. Just like when they get on Vlad and they say, "Oh, DJ Vlad is the feds," because they're asking them questions and stuff like that. But these guys don't have to answer the questions.
They don't have to go on there in the first place. They don't have to go on there.
If somebody asks you about a crime, did you commit this crime? Do you have to say yes in front of camera? No. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Why be associated or affiliated with him in the first place?
I agree with that.
Because you want clout. Because you want those viewings. You want
yeah. Exactly. But I think there's something interesting there that the top places, like I named I think the only one that's owned by a Black American out of all of those is Baller Alert. Mm-hmm. And there has to be something there. And maybe not even in a vindictive way or anything, but what is it though? Like, and I'm we might revisit this later, but it has to be something there.
I don't think there's nothing there. I think
but anytime that there's a common thread, it's something. To me.
I just think that if people want to see more content put out, people that they're familiar with or have the same background as them, they have to have people that step up. You can't say, I want content, and then when people produce content, you're like, well, the semantics behind it, I don't like who it generally came from.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they wouldn't have a platform unless somebody was supporting them. Mm-hmm. So they gave you what you wanted, and then you don't like the content. If you really don't like it, you wouldn't support them. Yeah. Like, because I don't watch Love and Hip Hop anymore. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, because I remember I gave it up for Lent. Like, mad years ago, I was just like, okay, what's something that's super toxic? I think it was the year where I was just fed up with Kirk. I was just like, he disgusts me. I don't want to see somebody's husband disrespect them like that ever again. And when I see his face, like, my skin would crawl. And I was like, if a show's giving me that energy, I don't need to watch it anymore. So I stopped watching it. So my thing is, if you don't like Baller Alert and you don't like this and you feel as though that is exploiting such stereotypes and, creating drama within the community, you don't have to support it. Yeah. But if they see that they're getting checks, everybody's logging in, more is going to pop up. Do you think
that foreign Blacks have a social responsibility to...
No.
My thing is... like foreign Blacks, like we're Black too. We're Black in America too. When I go to protests, and it's not like, oh, Black American, this person over here died, and his parents was from Alabama. So listen. When they see brown skin, it's all Black.
I guess
100%.
It's 100%. There's no, oh, I'm going to kill you now, and then tomorrow, oh, you're Haitian American. Oh, you're Ethiopian American.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
That's from your point of view, and that's maybe from the outsider's point of view as well. But like, I'm a feature, like kind of like a regular guest on another podcast, and it's a Nigerian, podcast. And I didn't
with Karen.
Yes.
Okay.
So look. Yo, we had a topic on there, and they were like, yo, what's the difference between Black Americans, and like African Americans?
Oh, well, they have their own little tension.
So I didn't even know there was an issue of beef. So I'm just...
that's a separate tension. Because at the end of the day, Africans really don't have the same mindset as other Caribbeans.
Got
so
you.
it's just like everybody has their own thing.
Got you.
And you can't have an issue because one person rubbed you the wrong way. You kind of like making other people... feel a certain type of way. That's not... No.
So, Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, because I was just basically trying to touch base because a lot of issues that they had with us, I didn't even know we were like at war. I won't say at war.
I don't think that there's a war. I do think that there are fundamental differences, right? Now, I agree 100%. I'm the first person to tell you that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you have melanin in your skin, you're a number one threat to white supremacy, and you're going to get treated like a nigga, regardless if you came from wherever the fuck.
Yeah.
You have brown skin.
You brown,
you know, you're going to get discriminated against in this country and really all over the world, depending on where you're at. Some places more than the other.
Yes.
But there is a difference in this country, between a Black American and a foreign Black, to me, as far as just certain things. We have different struggles. We have different backgrounds. I can't expect someone who was born in Haiti to identify and know everything, that I know and identify with. And I don't expect to identify everything with them, other than the fact that we're both of melanin descent.
And that's all right.
Right. No, and that's perfectly fine.
It's a conversation that just needs to be had. And
yeah,
I think a lot of times people feel like if it doesn't personally impact me, I don't care about another person's struggle.
Right, and that's human nature.
Thank you, Sabrae. I was having technical difficulties, and you just helped me with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute! But when she asked you to touch my mic, you was acting like I need to do myself.
Because I just can't.
Petty. But they're like, for example, oh yeah, right.
You were just waiting. What?
You right now, hold on.
You late. It's too late. It's
sorry, listeners.
No, you are too late. You can't do it. It doesn't have the same effect.
Hold on, let me look out for
You're not on your job.
Oh dang! When I restarted it, you lucky. I restarted the computer, so.
But no, even we had a conversation. I didn't know, between the DR and Haiti, you kind of elaborated. I didn't even know that.
Oh, so Sean was going on vacation. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to the Dominican Republic," and I was like, "Oh, that's cute." And then he was just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm about to have fun." I was like, "That's nice." And then he was just like, "Okay." And I was just like, "It's fuck Dominican Republic every day, all day. No disrespect to people who are
no disclaimers. No disclaimers.
But I'm just saying, they literally have been trying to kill Haitians. They don't really like women or people who have a dark pigmentation because they feel that they're superior, and that's literal hate. Now, when it comes to everything else, I'm Black. When people try to say, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're Haitian." No, I'm Black. Mm-hmm. We're blickety black. We speak French, we speak Creole, but we're still Black, and nothing takes away from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I just didn't know. So I was.
And I know you said before the show. We said before the show, both your parents are Haitian, but you are born here in America. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just for the audience.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, because you were saying something, but to preface what she said, but.
Where were you born?
I was born right here.
Where?
I was born in Washington, D.C. It's a hospital that no longer exists. I asked my mom, after that episode, I was like, "Mom, what hospital was I born in?" She was like, "Such and such." I can't remember, but it's no longer exists.
Got you. So you might not exist.
Anyway. But I love I have a lot of Pan-African views and all that, so I'm down for all my, people who are from anywhere that have melanin in their skin. I mean, I love all people, yeah, but I really especially fuck with people with melanin. However, when Black Americans get reparations,
it's for y'all.
It needs to be from descendants of slavery, point blank, period. It's not for just anybody who's brown. And that's why I don't
of American slavery.
Of American slavery, yes, you're right.
Gotcha.
But
I don't think no one's really going to rush to the forefront and get a check.
Well, let me tell you why.
You think we're getting reparations? That day's never going to come.
Some form it may happen, but it's some form, there are different forms. It could be land, it could be something like that, or whether it doesn't have, see, when people think of reparations, they think about a check. Reparations should be all descendants of American slaves should go to college for free. All descendants of slaves should be entitled to this industry, the weed industry, or whatever the case is, whatever it's, that's what I mean. But that's why I don't like the term African American, because if if I'm born in Nigeria, I come over here and get citizenship. Oh, so I'm African American.
So no. Okay, so is that where the issue is? Is it specifically with Africans and the term African American?
Well, that's not what the underlying issue is. I just said, separate from what we were just talking about, I don't like the term African American. I consider myself a Black American.
I don't think no one's going to dispute that. I think a lot of Americans consider themselves Black American. I think the labels come from people who would make it easier for them. I think white people give Black Americans labels so they can feel comfortable. But I don't think an African that's from Africa is really going to come here and try to argue with you about being called African American. They're just going to say they're African.
No, and I'm not saying about speaking. I'm talking about filling out a form, doing paperwork. They have no option but to put African American unless they are, because I don't see Nigerian on or I don't see, Haitian on a paper
I
or whatever.
always put other and I click Haitian.
Right.
I put other and I write Haitian.
Yeah.
But if they say Black, at the end of the day, I'm still Black.
Right. But say they okay, this is a grant for African American people. You don't think it's going to be others?
Nah, when I always put other and I put capital Heights. You want to know where I'm from.
I don't, when it comes to like all the breaking down forms.
Yeah.
For it, who was it? What is that woman who, she was a white woman who wanted to be Black?
Rachel Dolezal.
She took a grant and went to Howard.
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing is, anybody, if they want to take money, they're going to take it.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That has nothing to do with anything. If it came down to reparations, I'm pretty sure they would have, just like how they have, first of all, getting your, giving your blood and finding out what you are, those are the fucking feds. So, because when you sign over that waiver, do you know you're actually signing over your right to your own DNA?
Oh wow!
People don't even know that.
Because people don't read.
Like
people so pro Black, but they were so geeked to tell you that I was 40%
exactly,
French.
and they're literally signing over
12% German.
Exactly, they're literally signing over their DNA to the government. So my thing is, if it really came down to that, no one that you really think the government's going to give out money to somebody who wasn't descendants came from this specific plantation that came from this woman that was sold to this woman. Like, no, y'all can get y'all money. Like,
yeah. Well, that's the hypothetical I'm saying as far as the reparations, because clearly there ain't none coming down the line anytime soon. But I'm just saying that there should and is a distinction between. Because you said foreign Blacks, he was like, what is foreign Blacks? And that's what I mean, basically, by foreign Blacks, is non-American Black people. Doesn't make you any less or any greater when I say that for the people out there. It's just a difference, a distinction. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like every other group can be somewhat tribal or understand the differences of where they come from. But the moment we do, it's like offensive.
No,
you know what I mean?
Growing up,
in general.
Yeah, no, growing up, I used to feel some type of way. It used to be nice seeing Black Americans get all into their church culture. Most Caribbean people grew up Catholic. Because, we was whitewashed and, so...
Catholic Church, wow.
So,
let's not get into that.
Black Americans, they have their Southern Church Baptist culture. That is part of your entire culture. And growing up, I used to see a lot of people, how was your church service? Yeah, we had drums today. We was there for 5 hours. No, my church was an hour. It was quiet. You did your little hymns and you went home. Like, it was a whole different culture you grew up in. So I don't think nobody is really fighting and trying to discredit it. Black American culture is really beautiful. And everywhere out the diaspora mimics the culture.
Yeah, but I wouldn't claim that as the Black American. That's slave culture. So.
I mean, it's still Black American slave culture. It still is what your roots is still your roots, and you can't deny that.
No. I just always try to make a distinction. Hey, that didn't come from us. That was inspired by slavery, just like our food and our diet. I really don't claim that as a Black American diet. The macaroni and cheese, the fried chicken, all these things that's just drowned in sugar and grease and stuff like that. That's what we had to do out of survival.
It's delicious.
Yes, delicious. Thank you for whitewashing me. Thank you for whitewashing me from the food.
Thank you for whitewashing me. Wow.
It's delicious though. But somebody else may get offended. Somebody else would celebrate and be like, this is my Black roots. And be like, this is,
and I feel, Yeah. But we just need to. You can?
No, I can't.
All good. It's all good.
Hey, how you want your reparations though?
I want my reparations through land, education, everything that
Keep
they
it
fucked
short.
up.
Just give me 3.
No.
Just give me 3.
Shit.
Don't talk my head off.
Everything that they fucking took from us and made us fucked up. So
Land,
education. We should have free education in this country, and some type of what do you call it when you govern yourself? Some kind of sovereignty situation where if we get scrutinized by the police, like there are certain things that they have to do to be able to harass us or something like that. It's got to make it harder for them to profile and pick us out and, you know what I'm saying, be in our neighborhood. Some type of way that we can kind of...
So you want to be a diplomat?
I think they should give you money.
Govern our... I don't want cat. No, I don't think so.
You want more money?
Because we're not ready for that yet.
Oh,
Shit, who ain't ready for
We're not ready for that.
I think they should give... nothing too excessive, but I think like $50,000.
Fuck no.
Just in case, because if you want to build a business,
nope. Then business grants.
Because there was a Black Wall Street that they literally destroyed and murdered.
Oh, I'm aware. Tulsa and many more.
So I feel as though they should give them.
No,
we need unlimited free haircuts.
Yes, pay the barbers.
Yes.
No.
In advance.
No.
$100K per person.
No. You don't pay the barbers in advance.
My thing
you
is,
just pay me and I pay the barbers.
I feel as though what you're saying, a lot of people can't handle it, but that's a self-governing issue.
No,
they're going to blow it all on K2.
No, because we're going to give it right back to
Yes.
them. No, we don't need it.
You know, there could be classes. They could be classes to show you how to dispense your money or invest properly.
No.
Niggas going to be in the club buying tables.
Because it's not enough money. But really, they wouldn't have enough money to give it to as much as generation. 50,000 wouldn't even put a dent. That's pennies on what they took away from
but
us.
just to get you started.
No, no cash. We cannot do it. We cannot. It'll be right. It'll just... And I feel like if the white supremacists ever did give reparations, they will give cash just so they can give a stipend to all their businesses.
I think we give ourselves not enough credit.
There will be 5% of people putting their money in a place that will grow for the generations to come.
You're going to see charges everywhere.
95% of the
charges
people, we're not mentally ready for that yet. We still suffer from post-traumatic slavery disorder.
They give everybody therapy.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
He said I had to cut it down to 3.
Oh,
but
everybody
should have 3.
Not money, because you're going to see Gucci bags. Everybody will be in Thailand.
They're starting to implement therapy in some public schools, which is
that's dope.
needed.
We need that.
Yes,
but then it's like that's a whole nother thing because it's like therapy by who? Because these white people, you know, is that another way for them to kind of like, you know, make us coons or like neutralize us? Like, you got to be careful too who you go to therapy with, you know, because some of them don't understand us.
Well, I know some Black teachers in Baltimore, they're doing yoga, and I know some Black schools in DC are starting.
You do yoga, right?
I do.
But we're not ready for cash in hand right now. Now, if you said government, I do believe that government should give grants to Black businesses that are starting in Black neighborhoods.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Because number one, they can get some of those Asians out who don't fuck with us anyway, and it can give us jobs.
It was crazy. I was in a beauty supply store with my sister the other day, and I just see all these Black products, and I see these Asian. I said, you would never go into like an Asian community and see a Black-owned salon just selling, you know, hair products to Asians.
You would
it was
never.
just crazy because I don't go in beauty salons. So I just saw this and I was...
So when it comes to stuff like that, my issue is why have an issue with them? You can make a beauty supply store.
That's what I'm saying. But if we have if they got the monopoly on all the real estate, so if we can support our own, it won't be lucrative enough for them to even stay. They can go in their own areas.
People have been saying that since the early 90s and haven't like produced. Like, my thing is, don't hold resentment for people who make moves that you're not making.
No.
Just like when people say that, you know, other people are coming in, other demographics are coming in and taking jobs that a lot of people don't want to take. You can't be mad at them for making moves that you're not making. You can make a beauty supply store.
It was an observation. It was an observation. I'm not really mad at them because, you know, if like I'm not mad at the drug dealer because shit, you don't gotta buy the drugs. To me, I mean that may seem like, you know, a little harsh, but it was just amazing because I'm like, yo, I see all these Black faces on all these, you know, the weaves, you know, the combs and this and that. And I said, it's no way that you would see a Black-owned beauty supply store in a predominantly white area or Asian predominantly area, or, you know.
I do want to give a shout out to, I think it's For You Beauty Supply Store in Bowie on Pointer Ridge. Black owned by
two
black women, and I've been there. Yes, so shout out to them. So things are being done. I'm seeing more and more beauty supply stores. I would love to see more nail salons. I know that comes with time because you have to actually go get your cosmetology license and all of that stuff, and then build a clientele and then open a business or whatever. But some of the best nail techs are black.
Yes. So my best friend, she told me about this nail tech that is black, and I think she lives in District Heights.
Yeah.
And she's really amazing. I don't know.
Shout out to Celeste Nails. That's my girl.
But she's amazing. But she quit her job and she's doing it out of her house. And literally people are flying, like driving to her just to get their nails done. And they're waiting for her to open a store.
Right. So, and that's something really great. And then, of course, you have to have multiple nail techs to have, a business and actually open up a storefront. So I hope that she finds a lot of black nail techs.
And she makes her own organic gel.
Oh wow, that's amazing!
Dope. Yeah, we gotta get her.
I'm gonna get on the show. So put her in the description in the bio.
I'm due for a little. Mania.
But what you said earlier, I think is just slightly unfair when you said that you can't get mad at people for doing what you're saying that there's a lack of black. You don't want Asians in the community, so you can't get mad at them. You have to do it yourself. I agree. You should. There's accountability there. We need to open up our own businesses, and we need to, if we support our own business, after we open it up, we have to also be able to support our own businesses, because a lot of times for black people, especially with the beauty supply store, stuff is going to be a little bit more expensive in a black-owned beauty supply store because a lot of the distributors are Asian and they give discounts to their friends and their other Asian counterparts, but they'll upcharge us because we're black. And I know that firsthand because
you're in the industry.
I'm in the industry, and the young ladies that I talked to at the beauty supply store, the For You Beauty in Bowie, said that. That's why some of this stuff is more expensive. But we have to be able to be willing to pay an extra $3, $4, $5 for a product that we would normally spend, for cheaper at an Asian store. So that's on us too. But another thing is, a part of why slavery was abolished was because white people complained that there were not enough jobs for them. And they complained to the government, and the government abolished slavery and then created the union to keep us out so they can have more jobs. So it wasn't a matter of, they got slavery down there. We're going to we're not going to complain about the slavery. We're just going to, go ahead and get our job, create jobs for ourselves, create an economy for ourselves. No, they demanded something from the government because they were U.S. citizens and they got it. And that helped them flourish. So if the government can help everybody else, whether it be Native Americans and giving them the casino industry, whether that be the Irish people who took over either the fire department or the police department or whatever, we can get something too. And I don't want black Americans to feel ashamed or afraid to demand something from our government, especially when we built this country up from the ground up. We can ask for stuff.
Black Americans demand stuff every day. They don't give up. Black Americans aren't soft. They literally are out here protesting and demanding and fighting. They've literally been fighting. They've had a resistance forever. They've never laid down. Black Americans have never laid down for anybody.
Right. So, but I'm saying that we could still demand things while we're getting it on our own, because I'm not going to demand and go and die from starvation while I'm demanding. I'm going to go ahead and find my own food and eat, but you still owe me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And have that and carry that mentality. And I just think that that's okay.
No, that is.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No,
get what you owe, Cletus.
Yeah.
Like, get what you owe. Like,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's ever knocking that.
Yeah.
You've
been my haircut.
Like, Black Americans have been traumatized and been murdered and been treated poorly. Yes, they deserve what they're owed. No one's ever going to dispute that ever.
I agree 100%. I want to cue this music up, and the listeners know what this is. Everyone out there, women, men, boys and girls, blacks and whites. Psych, no, just the blacks. This is the Real Nigga Report.
Yes, it is.
Told by Sean, the one and only Hoffa. Sean, Real Nigga Report, let's have it go.
All right. So I've been pretty consistent with the Real Nigga Reports because I'm a real nigga, and real niggas recognize real niggas.
Don't you guys agree?
I agree.
I agree too, Sean.
All right, so this video went viral, and I'm sure that everyone, saw if you're on social media, okay? For everyone that says that black men do not stand up for black women, this is a video to, prove you wrong, because I feel like it's just in our DNA. Like, we do got some bad seeds, but this is a segment about the bad seeds. This is about the good seeds, all right?
That are flourishing.
All right. So, if you saw the video of 6-year-old Derek Brown, all right?
He's 60?
Yes.
60.
Okay.
60,
What
right?
a mean
So,
right here.
hold on. We're going to get to that, okay?
Yeah.
So, that's old man strength.
Okay.
And he was protecting a 37-year-old woman in the parking lot.
Pregnant woman.
A pregnant woman, thank you. Who was teaching her daughter how to drive, how to parallel park. Women can't parallel park. But, so a white man was harassing her. So
white supremacist, go ahead.
Whose segment is this?
I'm sorry, it's the Real Nigga Report. I'm so sorry. Black women can't be quiet.
He saw that she was in distress, and, he flew to her defense because this white man was being, passive aggressive.
No, he was aggressive.
Well, he was aggressive.
He was.
Thank you for my editors. Get my story right.
Go ahead.
But
go ahead. Continue.
Basically, was just harassing her, and then honestly, if you've seen the video, the white man puts his hands on Mr. Brown first. Mm-hmm. So what did he do? He protected himself. Mm-hmm. All right. He gave him a 2-piece. It was a short little 2-piece. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of stiff, but just to get him up off of him, and he stayed there to protect the young lady who was just in the parking lot trying to teach her daughter, how to drive. So everyone's video recording it. And then I don't know why the white guy had selective amnesia, like he didn't touch him first.
They always do.
So we're all seeing the video. You got 3 people recording it, and, he stood there. So he could have beat the shit out of him.
Could have.
But, of course, I feel like he had some kind of resistance because he could have pummeled him, but he realized, hey, I got him up off me. If I beat the shit out of him, this is going to turn into something else.
And he also had a concealed legal weapon on him, so he probably didn't want to escalate something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in an open carry state, so he, he's good. But I appreciate him not only because he's protecting our black women. She was pregnant, and just for him, that white guy to harass that young lady who was just trying to teach her daughter, how to park. It's unnecessary, and most of these cases are unnecessary. And black men, when you see a black woman, who needs your help, you need to go defend her. Whether it's a white man, it's a black man, it's a brown man. I don't care. We have to protect our women. So the Real Nigga Report, this segment goes out to you, sir. You didn't have to do that, but you did have to do it, and you did. So we appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. Shout out to Mr. Derek Brown. I think this was in Florida. I just wanted to point something out really quick. The white supremacist, he was really antagonistic toward that woman, toward that man. He told the man he was not a man. Mm-hmm. He said he was lying and saying that the man was pulling his gun and pointing it at him.
He was being recorded the entire time.
And so I want to just let you know, he didn't have amnesia. White supremacists' favorite thing to do is to lie and be deceptive
and be victim
and play the victim immediately.
They like
that's
to play
their
the
game.
Victim and villain at the same time.
Exactly.
But that's how they implement the stand your ground tactic.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That doesn't work for black people. It only works for them. But we all know that. But I just want y'all to know that when y'all encounter a white supremacist, make sure you're recording on something. Make sure you can figure out if they are armed or not, because that's a big factor. Because there was a situation a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago where a man was with his family and he was defending himself against the white supremacists. He knocked him down, but he didn't check to see if he was armed, and he was armed and he got killed. And I believe this was in Florida because the man got off.
Hold on, was that for the parking lot incident?
The parking lot incident. Yeah. So you have to always make sure that person is unarmed, especially if you have to protect yourself against them. But that's their main tactic, to be deceptive, to lie, to play the victim, because they know what that's going to do. It's going to automatically send a message to the other white supremacist, potentially white supremacist officer, and they know how to be on code with each other. So it's important for us to know that.
I'm super glad Mr. Brown didn't beat the shit out of him, because he could have.
Right.
But I always love it when men step up and hold other men accountable.
Yes.
Like, he felt comfortable running up on a woman, a pregnant woman, a black pregnant woman.
Because he knew he could get away with that.
He knew that she couldn't do anything, and he felt comfortable. So then when another man came and,
a black man,
charged him, he was just basically like, wanted to play victim.
Yeah.
And you have evidence. So, you can't even dispute that. But my thing is, there's so many men that are comfortable running up on women because they know women can handle themselves or fight back. Like, I'm not going to fight you.
Because white supremacists love soft targets. They like targeting women and children. Yeah. Black women and black children.
But my thing especially when it comes to white supremacy, is that so many people have issues and say, well, black on black violence in Chicago. But my thing is, if you hate black people that much, why don't you go to Chicago? Fight with some people who want to fight with you. Why are you going into churches and messing with people that don't want to do anything with you?
Because they picking their points.
That's
they
know what
they want to smoke with.
But that's extremely cowardly to me. My thing is, you're picking fights and you're trying to murder people that have no issue, don't want no qualms with you.
That's their goal. That is their goal. And that's why it's important for black men to, if you see something, do something. Don't be recording talking about something, world star. Right. Like, no, this man stepped up and he handled his shit. He did not know that woman from a can of paint. He just stepped up and saw a woman in distress and he acted on it. So I'm just thankful that he was actually there, and he actually told her, "Go ahead, I'll protect you. Don't worry."
But there's a lot of black men. Yes, there's a lot of black men that do move like that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I think that it's a great amount, and they don't get enough credit that they deserve. Yeah. So thank you for that report, Sean. We appreciate that.
Real nigga report.
I'm gonna bring that heat
all the time. So do we want to do Serena next?
Go ahead.
Or do we want to do the black dads thing?
I mean, it's a segue into that, so we can start it off.
All right. So
Sean is already adjusting his hat. He's like, black dads. What do you have to say about black dads?
Yeah. So black fathers, and this is another Sean question. Sean brought the topics for today. Sean, you did amazing. You need to do this all the time. I mean, on point. On fucking point, okay? Mm-hmm. I put this poll in my Instagram, and I just want to ask the people on behalf of Sean, do black fathers get... Wait, what was the question? Do black fathers... Oh, I'm sorry. So Are black fathers held to a higher standard than moms? That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That was the question I was asking, because the conversation I was having is like, I did not know we were talking about, now, they have the new commercial with Serena Williams and, Richard Williams,
amazing.
That's amazing. So, I must have been, I don't know where I've been, but I didn't know that they didn't fuck with their father.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I did not know they didn't fuck with their father. The reason why they don't fuck with their father is because he had a baby with another woman and stepped on their mom. Okay. Same thing, kind of like how Beyonce doesn't fuck with her dad because
cheating.
Cheating. Now, I'm definitely not condoning cheating, but this is what I will say is, the videos you see this, Richard Williams is the reason Serena and Venus are the players that they are. I'm not saying the women that they are.
He had a good work ethic. Yes.
Yeah. So there's one mistake I just feel like if that was their mom who did that, they wouldn't have that same resentment towards their mom as they did to their father. And he kind of, and this is just...
So let's talk about the first question. Do you think black dads are held to a higher standard?
Yeah, we can't make man, look, they said this in Godfather. Don Corleone said this, all right? And he said, only women and children can afford to be careless. Men can't afford to be careless. Like we cannot black men cannot make mistakes.
Okay, what do you think black fathers are held to a higher standard than black mothers?
I think they literally have no one's really holding them to standards. People want them to be amazing, but a lot of women are just taking what they can get.
I personally think that black men are not held to a higher standard. I disagree.
No. This is why. Hold on. Let me interject.
Okay.
So this is what happens when a black man can't take care of his child. He's not a man.
Right.
They say, he's not a man. When a black woman can't take care of her child, it's government assistance. She needs more help. It's always a reason as to why we can't. They don't give us see, a black woman, she has reasons. A black man has excuses.
Okay,
but look at the percentages.
Yeah,
well, factually, the people treat it as mother's baby, father's maybe. That didn't come out of thin air. That came from life and the way things.
That actually, nature.
Yeah, that came from the way people the way things actually transpire. There are a lot of dudes who get children and they feel as though, like, first of all, to me, planned pregnancy is 1 + 1 is 2. If you're having unprotected sex, it's a planned pregnancy. You can't just be out here carelessly having sex with people and want to use them and want to feel like, oh, you like she bad. I'm just trying to get off. And then when you formulate a whole child, you're like, oh well, I kind of don't like you like that. Let me just disappear because you could have wore a condom.
That's a great point. So you said 1 + 1. So people say 1 + 1, but then they say, okay, if a woman doesn't want to have a child, it's only her decision because then they say, oh, it's her body. So if a man does not. If a woman says, okay, I can't afford to take care of this child, they say, okay, you can get an abortion. That's cool. That means, you're pro-choice. But if a man says, okay, I can't take care of this child, oh, no, you need to find a way.
But there's so many men that feel as though that I can just have sex randomly and she can deal with it. They treat women like dumpsters. You can't just be like, oh, I can just have sex with her, but you pressing her out to have unprotected sex.
And some women but women know this, they have to have the same accountability because a woman controls sex. If you are not, if a man is over your house and you say, hey, you need to go put on a condom on. A nigga's making that 7-Eleven run.
Okay, yes, that's true. But there's also guys that...
Hold on. So it takes two. So just like you said, if you know you are having unprotected sex... Okay. And then you get pregnant... What's all the shit? I didn't know. Like you knew.
Okay, but if she gets pregnant, what is that? Oh shit! You need to do something about it. You was having unprotected sex with her.
Okay.
So why did she get the option to because she doesn't need that?
When women start, women never had the men's repertory system. Like men's body parts are never up for debate. No one ever says that, okay, men are held accountable for every nut they bust. No one ever says that, okay, if you have a child with this woman and you want to take care of it, you're like something bad is really going to happen to you. She has to go to court. She has to do this, that, and the third. And my thing is, until people are held accountable for both body parts, men and women, why are you monitoring what women do? Because at the end of the day, you're not going through labor, you're not carrying for 9 months, and nobody's opening up your penis. Nobody's dissecting it at all.
You are correct. So if you are not ready for that, why are you having unprotected sex?
Okay,
so wait, hold on. Why are you having unprotected sex?
Okay, listen.
So I agree. Okay.
You guys.
Because there are more abortions annually than there are childbirths.
Okay, guys.
That's crazy to me.
Guys.
I agree.
I'm going to bring it back a little bit because y'all went off on it.
I know.
Y'all went off on it. And I was like, what about me? I want to say something.
Yeah, we did go off course because I was really talking about
No. And it's valid. That was a good conversation. I agree. But just to bring it back just a little bit, because I want to answer the first question before I go into y'all. To me, men are not held to a higher standard than mothers. I think they are if a father, put it this way, when my fiance is in the grocery store with my daughter, people are like, oh, you're such a great dad. Like, all y'all gotta do is be at the grocery store with y'all child. And people were like, oh, you're in their life? Great. We don't know what all you're doing or what sacrifices you're making or what non-sacrifices. You're in their life? Great. And that's not a shot because when he says that, people stop him and all that. I don't be salty like, all you did was take him in the... No, but I'm making a point.
Your sodium intake sounds
But when I'm in the grocery store, and that's fine because you can take it as an insult or you can take it as people assume that I'm going to be on point so I can... It just depends on you the way you want to take it. Yeah. Because when I'm in a grocery store with my daughter, I don't get no looks or I don't get no praise for doing that because it's assumed that I'm going to do that. It's expected that I'm going to do that. Now, that could be, like I said, taken as a compliment or that could be taken as a slight, whatever. But and I also feel like
people think moms, if the kids live with the moms, they're an amazing mom.
That's not the truth.
That's not the truth. So it goes both ways.
But to me, all dads have to do is be there for them to get the recognition or the praise of being a good parent, you know, but versus the moms, they have to, it's like, okay, it goes into, are they taken care of? Are their grades good? Are they doing extracurriculars? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? That's what makes, are you involved in this? Are they doing this?
Sabrae.
So what?
I agree.
No, yeah, but I'm just, for the sake of the conversation.
I'm not talking about the pros. I'm talking about more like the negatives. Like if a mom fucks up and a father fucks up, who the margin of error, like I feel like if the father fucks up once or like twice, it's like they're totally like discarded. With the moms, it's like, okay, it's my mom. I love my mom regardless. Like the love is unconditional because the point I was trying to make is, yo, Venus and Serena would not be who they are without their father. And
I'm glad you said that. And when I wanted to also talk about the entertainer aspect of Black fathers. The media will put that father, if there's a strong Black father who will not allow their children to be taken advantage of financially, that will not allow certain things to happen to them, they're already put down in the media. They're already casted as mean or evil or controlling or, oh, did you say that because of your father? Now, when it comes to the women, like you're saying, I mean, if they cheat or if they're with other women, I don't think that it's more so that they're a Black father. I think that maybe the women that you're talking about, Serena or Beyonce, maybe they're looking at it as
they're hurt. They're
a
children.
perspective. Yeah. No, not even just that. They're wives. Yeah. They're girlfriends. They know what it feels like to be cheated on. Well, in this case, they're wives, but they've been girlfriends that felt like they've been cheated on.
They're also disappointed.
Right. They're disappointed, but like a guy could be like, oh, Dad probably slipped up because they're looking at it from their perspective. But a woman is like, Dad, I was cheated on and I know how that made me feel. So how could you do that as my dad?
And I can see that, right? Right. I'm saying, say if her mom cheated, do you think she would feel the same way?
No, because as a woman, her perspective would be, well, if you cheated, then why did that happen? Or I'm disappointed in you, but I can hear you out because I relate to you as a woman. And that's a bias toward a women thing. It's not about that they're a Black dad. To me, it's more of they can go from their lens easier.
So that's to my point.
But I also feel as though we don't know how they would react. You don't know. We're also assuming.
That is true.
Because I listened to Beyonce's daddy literally like the other day, and she was basically saying like, I want my first husband to be like I want my husband to be like my daddy. Yeah. The lyrics, I want my first son to be like my daddy. So it will be devastating if you found out your father disrespected your mother in ways you couldn't even imagine a man treating you.
Right.
That's gonna mess with you.
She didn't leave Jay-Z?
Right. No, she didn't. But she didn't.
I mean, so this man that's basically made you the star that you are. Yeah. You hate him and you don't talk to him, but your husband did it to you, and you still with him.
Hold on.
What's the difference?
We don't want to say that she doesn't talk to her father because her father they showed.
She don't talk to her.
She showed Blue just like when she got back with Jay-Z. Gotcha. They showed Jay-Z touching her feet, and then she also showed her father in the hotel with Blue jumping on the bed.
Gotcha.
Right.
So.
I mean, I don't think she's super petty that she's going to keep her.
Exactly. We're not just going to say that she dropped her. I'm pretty sure she's not going to drop her father, but hurt is hurt, and you can't tell a child how to handle their hurt just to accommodate you, the person, the outsider looking in. That's being ridiculous.
Yeah. But now I don't think that all the time that the Black dads are scrutinized to the point by their families and they don't end up messing with them. Because look at the Ball family. Look at LeVar Ball. Look at you know what I'm saying? Like I think there was a situation with him and his wife, but he has all boys. So they're looking at it from there, and they love their dads. They're not. They don't look at them as him as controlling. They're like, if my dad said that,
because most of the times when the kids are successful, to me, especially in that industry, it's because of the father.
Yeah, I agree. And look at and that's why a lot of these scouts and these agents, they love Black people fathers who don't have fathers.
Because it's easy to manipulate them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of women just genuinely just go into the care of any guy that's around, and it could be the agent, and the agent could just,
especially in sports, it's sickening.
Just like when we saw New Edition, all the women did not have no male around. Yep. So that's why they was trying to have their own little clique and trying to figure out what's going on. How can we best navigate this?
Yeah. But Serena Williams loses the U.S. Open. Can we just first of all give it up for how she handled herself?
Beautifully. I love her.
Where's my applause?
How did she handle herself?
Let me. Where's my applause at?
I guess.
What you mean you guess?
We're going to get into it.
Yes, shout out for the way that she carried herself. She handled herself with her opponent. And she welcomed her, and she praised her, and she embraced her.
I think she didn't want to seem bitter.
No, whoa.
Regardless.
I don't think it's that she didn't want to seem bitter. I don't think she was bitter.
Her beef wasn't with her.
I think she was disgusted with the sexism and the racism that she's dealing with in the U.S. Open. But I don't think it had no issue to deal with the other woman.
No, I agree.
So I
agree.
When
she was still bitter, though.
Serena made it her point to say, give this girl a chance. You know what I'm saying? Don't take away from this girl's first time here. Just like when she had her first time, allow this child to have a moment. And regardless of how petty any ref is going to be, I'm not going to be ugly with this ref. I'm not going to match the energy that this person is giving to me. And regardless of how you think I'm coming off, I'm not going to let you discredit me. I'm not going to let you discredit my legacy. And I'm going to let you know that I've never cheated and I will continue to never cheat. And regardless of how petty and how hurtful you try to be to discredit my legacy, I will rise above that. And to me, she's really a beautiful woman.
What were you about to say about it?
Did y'all see the match?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this. Serena is the greatest tennis player to play of all time. I think top 2. And I'm talking about men or women. She's 1A, 1B. Okay? Serena, I feel like the was definitely being petty. I feel like it was a bitch move of his. Okay?
I agree.
People who play sports, though, men or women, people will tell you this. You cannot let the ref or umpire dictate the game.
Yes.
Because it's one call. Serena was getting her ass bust.
Oh, okay.
That one game...
I agree.
One game didn't matter. Now, I don't think that should have been called because then I saw, like, he did the same thing with Serena.
Venus.
And she has been... Venus, I'm sorry. And they have been prejudiced against her before the U.S. Open. So I can tell how she's hurt.
Yes.
And she feels fucked up. She wasn't going to win that match regardless.
Exactly.
So this is how I feel about it. Because even the coach said it. He said, I was coaching. Now, even when they showed the video, Serena wasn't even looking at him. Couldn't tell. But the coach even admitted, he said, I was coaching. He said, but everyone does it all the time. So I have to just give comparison. Like 2010, I was working for the Gaylord, right?
Okay.
I got fired. All right.
And that's a hotel, by the way. If you're not from the DMV.
Okay, I got fired.
Really
so this is
hotel.
like a 5-star hotel. Okay. So at the end of every so basically, it's for it's a convention center for Fortune 500 companies. They have amazing food, steaks, filet, So they never finish all of the food.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
For a year, when the carts were pulled out, right, everyone used to eat the food.
Okay.
We all did. It was like an everyday thing, right?
Okay.
One day, a client says, hey, we're missing food. They bring 4 of us in there, right? And says, hey, did y'all eat food? Yeah, we eating food. Yeah, this and that. You can't do that. That's stealing. You know what we said?
Since when?
Shit, we do that every day, all the time. Like, no, that's wrong. So you saying, you've been doing this since you've been working here and you thought that was cool, but the nature and the culture was everyone who taught me that, hey, this is what we do, this and that. That's what the coach is basically saying. I'm doing something wrong, but everyone else does it. Now you're being held accountable. Now, I think it was definitely being prejudiced. I definitely think they were targeting Serena, but I also feel like she took away from that little girl's win because everyone wanted to see her win. Nobody was cheering for that Osaka girl, but maybe like her family. So when she kept on during the match, I feel like she was stalling because she was getting her ass bust.
I don't think
she was right for it though.
Yes,
but
I honestly felt like okay. So here's my thing when it comes to the match because I see a lot of people saying that Serena was cheated or whatever. So Osaka, she did win the first match without no issues.
She smoked her.
Yeah, she did.
Okay,
so the second match, that's when the ref started interjecting and started penalizing. So my thing is when it comes to who could have won or who the rightful winner, you're never going to know. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people, if a fan is going to ride with their person until they actually see them lose. Mm-hmm. Just like when people rode for LeBron, he's going to win this until it was an upset. No one believes in upset until it actually happens. So to me, because
well, LeBron's different because nobody thought he was gonna be Golden State.
But to me, because she was young, she was so young, and it was such a reach. You have Serena playing people for years and beat them flawlessly, easily, that so many people didn't want to give it to this young girl for being amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Who had already beat her.
Yes, but people was already looking for a reason, and then to come with this ref, it's on double on top. So to me, I feel as though that. I felt like he was picking with her. Yeah, he was picking with her, and I felt like he didn't like her because they've been picking with her this entire time. They didn't like her uniforms. You know what I'm saying? They've
that wasn't him. But
but they penalized her 3 times throughout this entire time, and it's coming up to $17,000. They've been messing with her.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that. I want to say something. I have an issue with when she did a couple press conferences. I saw her videos of her speaking on it. I saw the videos of her talking to the referee and stuff like that. Serena is making this a feminist thing. Everybody knows how I feel about black feminism. I don't like it. I think that it's counterproductive. I think that she's making this a woman thing and not a race thing. Because let's be clear, I looked up the top male tennis players. None of them are black. This is a racial thing and a sexist thing. And she needs to acknowledge that. I know she's married to a white man, but this is still racially led and driven.
No, I mean that's an assumption. What if he was just fucking with her just because he didn't want her to win necessarily, or he was tired of her image?
See, the other girl is black too.
But people, she was new though. There's so many people that are out for Serena because she's Serena. Yeah. They didn't want her to bring her wardrobe. They had an issue with that, even though it fit regulation.
And she would have been breaking the Grand Slam. But she would have been breaking.
This is why I said it was racist. Verbal abuse is what he called it. Everybody saw the clip of her talking to him like, look, that was not coaching. This is what it is. I'm just want to let you know.
But they also charged another woman who's in tennis for taking off her shirt in the middle, inside of a match. Mind you, men do that all the time. Okay. And they charged her the very same, just like they did Serena. So I'm not gonna just assume just because she's black, she was probably like, y'all on some bullshit.
But a woman taking her shirt off and a man taking her shirt off, that's
no. When it's in sports, it is. I have a sports bra. I don't give a shit about. I'm hot right now. I'm changing.
You don't give a.
Just like when models are changing in fashion shows. When everybody's behind the stage, everybody's naked. No one's like, okay, well, my ass and titties out. You're just changing. When you're in a sport, you're just changing and you're moving.
But look, you don't give a shit. Rules is rules.
Women's soccer players walk around their sports bras too.
But now we're comparing sports. Sports have different rules. Like when she threw her racket down, even though her coach even said it, who's well versed more than all of us, she should be able to show emotion. That is a penalty. Like for him not to call it, he has to call that.
Call it when everybody else calls it.
No, they do. When they break a racket. Now, the coaching thing is, I don't agree with that. I'm not a super avid. I can't act like I watch every tennis match. But every match that I've seen where a player throws down their racket and breaks it, they call that penalty.
Oh, see, I don't watch it.
They call that. Now, the verbal abuse, that was bullshit. Yeah. That was bullshit. But I know this is what it is with black people. And I know we have to walk on eggshells. This is why I do agree with her, because now you just picking on me. Now you know, you don't make those calls. In basketball, if someone gets fouled with 3 seconds on the clock, even if they get fouled, they don't make that call because they don't want to interfere with the outcome of the game. So that's why I do agree with her. Like, come on now, you got to let some of this shit slide. But then also I'm like, yo, these are fucking valid calls as well.
Yeah.
And I just hate it because even though she started off when they were accepting, she's like, I don't want to make this about me, this and that. You could have just said, hey, look, I accept this. I'm gracious. This is her first time.
You talking about when they were booing?
No, I'm not booing because Serena can't control that.
Yes,
because even they said that they weren't booing the girl, they were booing the umpire. They were booing the outcome.
But it's still an emotional time.
So, but I just feel like she should have just kept it short. Applaud the girl, because even her, the girl was like, oh, I feel like this is not the outcome. I know everybody wanted Serena to win. Yeah, I just feel like her win was not genuine, and it took away from a moment. Everybody's going to look back and say, oh, man, they cheated Serena. They cheated Serena in this match, but they won't say, yo,
she won.
She was beating the shit out of Serena anyway.
That comes with the territory. She's more popular. She's more famous. Yeah. That is what it is. She can't get away around that. Like, same thing if something happened with Floyd or something.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to respect the upset until they actually see it play out. And the fact that that was cheated, the actual play out, you're just always going to get people that's going to be divided on this issue.
Right. Even it was Sugar Ray Leonard, his famous No Mas fight. It was more, the rematch. He was mad that it was, the No Mas fight. Yeah, he was mad that it was like, okay, it went away from, okay, I won the rematch to the No Mas situation. Like, it happens. Whatever the media gravitates towards, that is, I really don't feel bad that took away from her win. If she beat Serena, she got more wins to come. You feel me? So that is what it is.
Serena's going to get another Grand Slam. That's why but she's still unstoppable. Like,
I just don't like them fucking with her like this.
No,
honestly, it's not a bad win. Like, Serena's 36, the girl is 20. She's 16 years younger than her.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the outfit thing.
It was still ugly. They were still picking with her. Yeah. It was still
not. Fuck with it.
I don't like it.
You know, especially because my daughter thinks I look like her. I'm definitely like, even though she married to a white man.
She think you look like that's an insult. She's not cute.
I think Sierra. I said Sierra.
She was dating black men that wasn't paying her no mind.
I know.
Let her be.
I know.
I don't like her eyebrows.
Just let her be.
But he owns Reddit though.
So was it?
He owns Reddit. It's a racist website.
It puts food on the table.
Nah, he
Next topic.
Website. I can't fuck with it. I don't want to eat that poisonous white supremacist mayonnaise food. I don't want to eat that fucking food.
Does anybody log into Reddit?
No, I never.
Oh, right there.
I have.
No. Oh, I don't.
I try to check on them white supremacists. Yes, I do.
Listen, I don't, and I don't care.
I don't let the white supremacists be doing shit I don't know about. I be knowing. I be knowing. We can really, if y'all hear that, that's I don't know what that is. Nas, really quickly to end the show, Nas and Khalees. Nas wrote a dissertation online. I want you to intro this because I really didn't see it all.
Go ahead.
No, you got to, I know we got to wrap up the show.
What you guys
Not only Nas and Khalees, Joe and M, really fast.
Oh, Joe and M.
Okay.
We're
going to do Nas and Khalees.
I'm biased towards Joe, so I don't want to.
Go ahead, ladies first, because look, this is a chivalrous show over here.
A chivalrous show.
Okay, so when it comes to Nas and Khalees,
no, Joe. Did you say that first?
No, we just.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Listen to me. Let me moderate, okay?
All right, let me
drive real fast, okay? Nas and Khalees, then we do Joe and M, and then Sabrae fuck up the out.
I always do a great outro. Fuck what you mean.
So when it comes to Nas and Khalees, I've always liked Nas, but I believe exactly what Khalees said. She talks, when I saw her interview, she spoke like a woman who's been abused. I got emotional. I cried. I felt bad for her. And when I saw Nas's response, not one time did he really call her a liar. He was just like, to me, he summed it up, was just like, oh, that's, whatever you said that I did was typical relationship stuff. Blacking out and beating the shit out of somebody is not typical relationship stuff. So he basically was saying, whatever happened in our marriage and that it didn't work out, let the past go. I just want to see my child. But he never not once said, I never not abused you.
Okay, so I want you to,
we was just talking about, that's in the past, right?
That's in the, I'm not, when it comes to him being a father for his child, he was going off in a tangent saying that she was doing an interview referencing the abuse that he did to her.
So this is I'm gonna speak my piece and y'all can't, because this is No Disclaimers podcast. I think they both telling the truth. It's kind of like the Bobby Whitney story. I feel like it was a lot of truth that Bobby told. Unfortunately, we can't hear Whitney's side. I feel like you got to do the compare and contrast, and then like whatever in the middle is true.
Okay.
I believe Khalees.
Yeah.
As a, and Nas is my favorite rapper. I don't want to be biased, but I also believe that it was like a toxic relationship. Like there was like abuse on like, both ends.
Okay.
I was more so upset that people said Nas was being petty. Why are you on social media? I said, well, if you believe something that's not true and you don't have no voice, you're kind of, as a man, you're in a lose-lose situation. If you don't address it, that means she's telling the truth. But then if you address it, that means you're guilty, and then you're trying to explain your side of the story. She went to social media first after years, and I'm not saying that.
I'm about to say, after years. You need to say that after years.
And that doesn't mean that it's not true. But if she can address it, why was she not... Why was nobody, you know, mad at her and say, oh, this is not something that should be talked on social media? But when Nas does it, this is his only platform to get, you know, to the masses.
I think it's because Nas been addressing this. He's been addressing his divorce since day one. His whole album cover is literally sitting. He's not addressing his album divorce. Cover was sitting holding her wedding dress. Yeah. He made an album discussing their divorce. Life is good. And then also there's been mad interviews,
but never DV issues.
No one's gonna say, yeah, I got a divorce because I was beating the shit out of my wife.
Eminem.
No one's gonna say that.
No. Budden has talked about domestic violence. Eminem has talked.
But somebody who's prideful, who has such a prestige as Nas, people expect that from Joe Budden. When you are a man of Nas's deemed caliber, you're not gonna say that that's something you're gonna sweep under the rug. And for Khalees not saying anything because she was terrified and know who you are, it just also comes to the Me Too kind of like category of where if I say this, people are not going to believe me because they're so in love with this person. They're so in love with this idol that they're going to fight me because they think I'm a hothead.
Yeah.
And when he came back, he never not once said he never did that.
Okay. Sean, speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I've never heard a woman, when a woman said that or a man beat her, say, oh, that's not true. That can't be true. Because if a woman says that a man beat her, it has to be true.
But for him to say that, oh, that's just typical everyday relationship stuff. I think you're using this to, work on women's emotions. That's not everyday stuff. That's not everyday stuff.
That's why I agree with you because you're right. He never really talked about. He was basically talking about like their custody issues and just being like spiteful. That's why I said I believe both of them. I just can't believe it's always three sides to the story. Yeah. Her side, his side, and the true side. Yeah. So she's not going to say, you think in DV cases, I've never heard a woman say, oh yeah, well I hit him first. They're going to tell you that I hit him first. No one says that because no one cares. Like when you watch that Whitney and Bobby movie when Whitney was fucking Bobby up, no one said, "Oh my goodness!" But let Bobby hit her. It's going to be like.
But Khalees even said it. She even said it. She said the reason why she never came out all those years is because she was fighting him back. She was like, "I never wanted somebody to feel as though that I'm weak." And for somebody to say that, that comes from a place of vulnerability and fucking hurt. Because if you're saying that, even though I got somebody beat the shit out of me, I was fighting back, but I was embarrassed because I had to fight the person I love back. Like, that's hurtful.
But why?
And she even said it. She said, I fought him back, so that's the only reason why I held on to that secret so much. But he would literally black out and beat the shit out of me, and then he would wake up, and he would act like...
But why are you so sold on her story? And how about say if Nas said, hey, she hit me first, and then we got back, you know...
Because there's other men in the industry that came out. There's mad people in the industry that came out that said... Nas has a fucking drinking problem, and they've said they've seen him black out.
Gotcha.
Did
they say they seen him hit police?
No, they didn't say that part.
But my thing is, violent.
No, they just said he has a history of like blacking out. But my thing is, everybody knows relationships, and they're friends that are in fucked up relationships, and some people's best mans be in abusive relationships that they hide from their friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we already know how Nas is protective about his situation as far as associates. These people aren't even friends. You think he's going to let these people know that?
I'm just saying, I've been in abusive relationships. I've said this on the show, and women don't be telling that they be hitting people. Because, and domestic violence is only taken seriously if the man is hitting the woman, not when the woman is hitting the man. It's swept under the rug.
That is true. Look at the Safari and Nicki Minaj situation. I think that it's hard to have a real opinion on this because there were no witnesses. Yeah. We don't know the facts. Every time we turn around, Khalees is asking for more money, so we don't know if she's saying this for that. We don't. It's just a lot. I think it's somewhere in the middle. It's somewhere in the middle for sure. But you know, like we said previously on a domestic violence episode, keep your hands to yourself, women and men.
And man, walk away. No, I told my son this the other day. Look, Bino had a good question, right? He said he was messing with this girl in school. I said, man, you do not hit women. Yeah. Like he wasn't hit, but I said you have to be soft. I said you have to be soft with women. They're they're gentle. They're not like men. He said, but what if she hits me? Why can't she hit me? I mean, why is it okay if she hits me? He literally said that. I said, we'll talk about this later. I couldn't even answer the question. It's just that's one of the things.
But you say
mentioned
it's not
women.
Okay. It's not.
It's not okay,
but you still can't do anything.
But I believe in double standards. I'm not one of those guys that says, "Oh, if a woman hits you, that means you should knock her out," because I don't believe in that.
Right.
We have two different strengths. Sabrae, if you hit me, I don't care that you hit me because I can call the police.
And plus, you'll be laid down because I knock you out. I knock you the fuck out.
And guess what? This is how much of a man I am.
He'll let you.
You're right. I'm not going to even. I'm not going to say nothing to prove
that was a
point.
trick. That was a trick.
He'll let you.
No, I'm not going. No. So
that was a trick.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, one more. Joe and them.
I have a bias towards Joe.
See,
I'm for Joe.
I fuck with Joe. I listen to the show.
He ain't even wearing a hat yet. He ain't shot us out yet.
That's because he's going through his hat stages. Right now, he's wearing the fedora.
He's a bald head nigga. He need to be wearing hats all the time.
Next week, he's going to wear cowboy hats. And the next week, he's going to wear top hats. And then he'll make his way onto our dad caps, the No Disclaimers dad cap fitted that we gave him at the live show. Shout out to Joe Budden, Rory, and Maul. Yeah. So, and Parks. But yeah.
Are we shouting out Spotify? Is that black on? Before I
No, we're not shouting out the Spotify.
Okay, gotcha.
But we are shouting out the fact that they are making moves in the industry, like really laying a blueprint down for podcasts. But I fucks with them, but yeah.
No, but I kind of feel Joe Budden because to me when he was talking about like, damn, you're signed to somebody who you claim you fuck with, somebody you look up to, and they're not putting you on. They're not looking, and they're part of like your group. He joined the group,
and they can't get a feature from him.
And you can't get a feature from him. And you sitting there, and you sitting over here. You looking at Ross. Ross is over here, captain. Over here, just like, looking out for his people, putting people on.
Jay.
You know what I'm saying? And Jay over here putting people on. And
Jay put people on. Jay put J. Cole. Come on now.
He didn't.
Rihanna.
Okay,
Rihanna may not be the man, but he put Rihanna on.
For women.
He put Rihanna on.
He's not a.
Kanye.
He did a whole album with the nigga.
No, okay, y'all, okay.
No. He initially did not put Kanye on. It was
He didn't even
Dash.
Thank you.
It
yes,
was
but I'm talking about if they're affiliated. I'm just saying they are affiliated. But see, they are affiliated. Jay probably waits until you get a little bit more seasoned.
Yeah.
But they've been on Shady Records and they still don't be getting.
You can be of value to him or benefit.
The difference is Eminem. If you try to join the group, nigga, then you need to put in. You need to act like. And then when he was saying that for the emo tracks, you coming back and you taking Joe Budden off. Like Joe Budden said, he is the emo artist out of all of them.
Yeah,
Mood music was all emo.
Eminem was on Slaughterhouse, the BET Cypher. No, look, let me tell you something. I like Joe Wells. I like Crooked Eye. I like Royce the 5'9". All of these niggas are superb A1 artists.
And where do they go?
No one in them niggas would not be on a BT Cypher if it wasn't for Eminem.
That's true. I guess the Eminem. I guess the Cypher.
Okay, that's a Cypher, but we have an album together. You gotta put
Joe Budden said
Eminem did a whole album, Bad vs. Evil, with Royce the 5'9". He's a part of Slaughterhouse.
But no, we're talking about the group.
Detroit.
You're not talking about the individual person that you like. You're talking about when you joined the group aspect of it. You was picking and choosing, and then you was having people like battle to see who's gonna be on a track. You was eliminating Joe Budden, who's an emo artist off of emo tracks, and like Joe Budden said, he was the face. That's like me. That's like you getting a group of your people, and you're the most popular person, and then all of a sudden I'm like putting you out of
cutting you out of the show.
You gonna feel a certain type of way.
Nah, because this a man has to make his own way. I can't, even if you co-sign me, I can't depend on you to put me in a pedestal.
Look at how Wayne did. Wayne single-handedly put Nicki, Drake, and the rest of them. Those just took off.
Thank you.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
But wait, because I wanted to say this. Joe said that, and this is what gave it away for me. You mentioned my name more as an adversary than you ever did while I was on the label.
Exactly. That's a problem. That's tension. That's obvious.
Shows something.
That's obvious.
Okay. That's why I said this. I agree with Joe and I agree with him.
Okay.
Because Joe also said he's been an artist for the better half of this decade. No one pays attention, and I love Joe Budden. I think he's one of the best lyricists of all time. I'm talking about like the Padded Room I listen to. 10 Minutes is one of my favorite songs. Like when I'm going through times, I listen to Joe Budden. There's one artist that has a song for every type of mood that you're in. It's Joe Budden. It's not Scarface. It's not Jay-Z. It's not Nas.
Do you listen to Pump It Up?
It's not Biggie. That was a hit.
Do you listen to it?
No, I skip past that track.
Do you dance to it?
I listen to Jay-Z for my moods.
But I listen to 10 Minutes. It's a lot of other tracks on that CD that, you know, I listen to. But to say that the reason why people pay attention to Joe Budden now is all of these fans, like even when we were at his show, they don't listen to his music, his artistry. Like they like him as his claim to fame. And I'm glad that he's made it.
Commentary.
Oh, it's not because his commentary.
He's definitely not because what he says is about M's content. I really don't care about M's content, but he hasn't been a better artist than Eminem.
100%. No, 100%. He never
come on now.
But he never said that.
He said the better
rapper.
No, he said the past decade I have been a better artist than you.
Yes. I thought he said rapper.
No,
decade.
He said I couldn't say that before. He said in the past decade I have been a better artist than you.
No,
that is not true.
Rapper. I think he said artist, and I agree with him.
Creator?
Like in the past decade, he's had a better decade than Eminem.
Yeah.
No, you can't say that because you look at numbers, and because Eminem has stands, he coined the phrase. He has a strong fan base. No, even if you look at numbers, even if you look at his bad CDs, you can't name 4 Joe Budden. I can because I'm a hip hop head.
So to me, so he never at not one point said he was a better lyricist or like artist. First,
he said, I have been better than you.
When he talks about in this decade, to me, that's telling me his business moves.
I thought it was raps.
To me, his business moves.
That's a good cop-out, fam. That's not what he was talking about.
To me, it was his relevancy. Mm-hmm. To me, when he said, I've been better than you for a whole decade, my relevancy has been better than yours in this last decade.
No.
I have not checked for anything. This is 2018. A decade is 10 years. And that's why I felt like, what Chad the God? He said that what is it?
Charlamagne the God.
Charlamagne.
That's her uncle. That's her uncle. That's her uncle. She loved this nigga.
Charlamagne even said it. Charlamagne was just like, I don't think a lot of people know what a decade is because he agreed with Joe Budden.
Nobody though.
In the last decade, Joe Budden has been making better moves than Eminem.
Besides the podcast that just blew off?
Since 2008.
2008.
To 2018. He had that one song, Rihanna. His last album didn't do nothing.
Walk on Water.
Like he says, he rhymes.
It was.
But he's not putting actual content, he's not actually
putting messaging.
But people will say that, don't listen to that. 2009, Recovery, you can't skip a track on that motherfucker. Like he's being really humble and all that filler, all that kill, this and that.
Have you seen that meme? To you.
Yeah, to you. But then you think of Joe Budden, you talk about the podcast, that's been the past 2 years. Okay, say 2016 to 2018. What has he done from 2008 to 2016?
To me, I'm out of this question because I thought he said rapper or whatever. And I think that he's put out a lot of music since then. But if you go bar for bar, see, I'm not going bar for no Joe Budden and Eminem, so I can't tell you who was the better rapper in the past decade. That's what I thought that he meant. He was
in the cypher. Every bar that Eminem spit, Joe Budden was right behind him.
See, hold on. So you don't like Joe Budden now? Is that what we're
No,
doing?
I love Joe Budden. No, that's the thing is, even talking to him, he's a creative. He's smart. He's articulate. Like, I feel like I'm mad that he's just getting the credit that he deserves, and it has nothing to do with rap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you listen to, like, his music,
he has a genius that doesn't, like, correlate to rap necessarily, so that's why people still respect his opinion.
I have a question, though. He is about to start a show with Remy Ma and Scotty Beam called State of the Culture. Mm-hmm. That's going to be on Revolt and on YouTube, by the way. Black-owned shit. Mm-hmm. Remy Ma is going to be on there. I think this is personally a great move for her because nobody wants to hear her music, but I think she can kind of model her career after Joe Budden to be very successful because she's very outspoken.
I like her.
She's very unfiltered. I love Remy Ma, but I will be the first to say I'm not listening to no Remy Ma music.
No.
Nobody ever did.
No, wait a minute. Conceited was a bop.
What?
Yes.
That's one song out of
hits.
That's one song out of 25 songs she made.
Conceited,
right.
you know,
cute.
her verses on her features, Lean
cute.
Back,
That
you
was
know.
cute.
I fuck
That
with
wasn't
her.
her song.
But I'm saying, I said her feature.
Yeah,
Her
she did
feature.
that.
So Lean Back and Conceited. Name 2 other Remy Ma songs.
We're not fighting for her relevance.
We're not.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm the first to tell you, I'm not listening to no Remy Ma. Like, I'm just not. You have to pay me. People say you can't pay me. You can pay me to listen to it.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
But if she models her career,
After
especially
Joe
her
Budden?
being pregnant or whatever, so she probably wants the job sitting down. She ain't got to be all doing all over the place. She can be stationary. I think this is a great move. I think that she should model her career after Joe Budden and be way bigger as a culture commentator than she ever could be as a rapper. Is she a better rapper than Nicki? Sure. Is she a better rapper than a lot of these women? Sure. Yes. I think that she's better
than Nicki.
I personally think so. But she just doesn't make good songs to me. You can be a great rapper and not make great songs. A lot of them are battle rappers. You feel what I'm saying?
No.
But
Listen, I feel some type of way, Nikki. She gets under my skin. She's annoying, but I think she beats Remy Ma.
Easily.
So I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm not even gonna
On the
respect
feature?
Nikki enough to be like.
she'd have a better feature. But she's not about to have better bars. She'd have a better feature, but she's not
What?
about to
Did
have...
you hear Nicki Minaj on Monster? That's better than Remy Ma.
That was her. That was the best one of her old.
Okay then.
That was the best.
All right, we're not gonna talk about stuff that's like a decade old.
Yeah, that was the best verse of her entire career, and it was
like
on
people
Kanye's
still
album.
bringing up Lil Kim's Quiet Storm. Like, no.
No, we're talking. It's
but I just
nostalgic.
said a feature. I said that's a feature.
Okay.
Just like a lot of her greatest work is on other people's songs. I'm not listening to a whole Nicki album after this one, after Queen, because the only reason why I listen to this one because we have the show. I'm not listening to no more Nicki albums because that shit is trash.
And I honestly don't know no adults that go to Nicki concerts. Not a single
I would
person.
never.
And I'm an avid concert goer. I go to like festivals and everything. I don't know not one peer that's ever told me they've bought Nicki tickets.
I can't name one person who's done named more than one Remy Ma song, Conceited, and Lean Back.
You don't think she's a better rapper than... Okay, well
Fuck
then she
no.
may not, but
I don't
think she'll
she's
be...
a better rapper
Do y'all
now.
think
She's
she'll
not
be
even
more
top,
successful?
She's not a top 10 female rapper.
Well, do you think she's a better culture commentator? You think she'll do well with the show? Because I've never seen her commentate on a culture like this and really
I
have
would hope. I mean,
Yeah,
I hope.
I'm
I
rooting
hope.
for her.
I honestly don't
I'm
know.
rooting for her.
I just know Joe Budden. He knows how to deliver
Yeah.
the things that we expect.
He can
He's
culture.
great. He's great with emotion. He's extremely articulate and he's just relaxed. He's comfortable in his own skin, and that's one thing you can't teach anybody.
Yeah, I agree. I fuck with it. Would you like to wrap up the show, Sean?
You wrap it up.
No, you wrap it up.
Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in to No Disclaimers Podcast. Make sure that you subscribe to us. Thank you, Fav, for being here.
Why are you so nervous?
He's not.
Because I will never wrap it up. Like
But,
she just
yeah.
sprung it up on
You
me
know how
like
niggas
that.
always complain about some shit?
I never complain about
said-
doing the wrap up.
Yes, you said. Did you just not say yeah? And then Sabrae's gonna wrap it up. She's gonna mess it up, of course.
And I just messed it up. It's hard.
Do that
Thank
shit.
you for our beautiful guests. Fav,
you.
hey, can you give us the website again?
Oh, you can find me at faviolabell.com.
You see how her voice?
And Bell is not Bell. Give them.
It's Belle. It's FAVIOLABELLE.com.
All right. And that's it. Make sure that you subscribe. Sabrae, what else do you have to say?
I don't have nothing to say other than stay on code, stay black. Don't let these white supremacists fuck with you. Keep notes at all times. Record they ass. Don't let them deflect. And keep that shit pushing and keep your melanin moisturized.
Keep your melanin beautiful.
Yes.
And the show is, and this is
No Disclaimers Podcast. Sean, you did the goddamn thing.